Hey podcast, hey CPA PrimeTime. If you listen to this episode, out of all the content I have online, out of all the CPA PrimeTime episodes, if you consume and listen to this episode, it's going to be one of the most profitable accounting pieces of media you have ever watched in your life. I'm going to ask you to do something very special for this video. I know I have a bunch of other interviews, a bunch of other content, but I'm asking, just because I'm almost reaching half a year here, okay? I've been talking to hundreds of CPAs, accountants have looked at my stuff online. A bunch of CPAs are participating in my community, interacting with the dialogue, telling me the pain points of the CPA profession. And one of the biggest pain points is it might be unbeknownst to you, which is actually, get ready for this, don't turn off the video, it's your pride, okay? So I'm going to ask you to do something very special and put your CPA pride aside for this video, okay? And what do I mean by that? I mean, look, I've been there. I've been in the rooms, okay? Late night, 80, 90 hours at PricewaterhouseCoopers where, yeah, the people at PricewaterhouseCoopers, they're working really hard, but when they step and go into the smaller firms and the smaller solo, kind of the private firms, they don't look at the big four partners as all that, right? Because they have a lot of the pride, but they don't have a lot of the chops to back it up at the lower levels, right? And that's just the truth. Look, I'm not downing you if you're a CPA at a big four, right? But you entrepreneurs, you guys that want to grow your business, okay, you guys that want to make a lot of money from an accounting firm, whether you want to keep it in the family, whether you want to take over the city, whether you want to sell it one day, okay, this episode is going to help you do that. I'm going to make it really easy. I'm going to make it really simple for you, okay? If you don't have a podcast like this, like my clients, like other podcasts you see, if you don't have a podcast for your business, let alone your firm, okay? Any business that does not have a podcast in 2018, 2019, and going forward, you are undoubtedly, it's a guarantee that you're leaving some of the biggest deals in your industry, in your environment, in your niche, on the table. You're just leaving them on the table, and it will be so easy for you to interest these people, get on the sales call that you always wanted to get on, right? And have them not only on the call but intrigued because you have sent them the piece of media, whether it's 2 minutes or 2 hours. Like my last CPA PrimeTime I put out was 2 hours, and that's the reason I'm not showing an interview this weekend, because I want to give you something very valuable. I want this to be the most profitable accounting show on the internet. There will be no show that you can watch in accounting that will help your business make more money. Okay, none. Not even the Entrepreneurial CPA show is a great show to watch along with CPA PrimeTime. But if you use the tactics and the strategies that I'm saying here, you're just going to be so far ahead of the curve of everyone else, even if you think you can't do it. So let's backtrack here. I say, if you don't have a podcast, you're just leaving all these deals on the table, right? I know what you're telling me. You're telling me, want. I gotta work, okay? I don't have time to make this podcast. I don't have time to be cute. I don't like social media, all this, these vanity metrics, likes, followers. Guys, my clients' businesses are not predicated on likes. They're not predicated on views. They're not predicated upon followers, okay? And I'll save that money-making side of things for another time, but here's why you need a podcast, okay? What you do and what you say to a client, imagine, you have a client, you know how to serve them, right? What you do and what you say to them, that's a big part of your service in the financial services industry. Would you agree that you don't talk to your client and handle your client the same way the guy down the street does? Take a moment. You don't. Everyone's very different, and everyone serves their clients very different. That's why looking at my videos, people choose me over other marketers. Or they watch 2 minutes and they're like, I hate this guy, right? And then they choose someone else, okay? And that's exactly what I want for your business. I want the people that would work with you, the clients that would just love you, the clients that it's not about It's not about your personality, right? You don't have to be talking fast. You don't have to be wild like me. You can be slow. You can be, and I know most accountants do speak slow. I actually do, because I talk to them on the phone a lot. And they think before they say anything. They think. They analyze. They're very analytical. So they're very slow. They're very poised. And that's okay, because that works too. Okay? So it's not about being some kind of crazy person on camera. Okay? It's about giving value to the market. And most of all, it's about letting these clients, these potential prospects, know who you are, know how you work, know how you roll, so to speak. Okay? And look, you say, the next thing you're going to say is, Juan, I don't have the time to do that, right? Well, I agree. Hey, I only put out one podcast a week. That's not even, I want to be doing episodes every day, but I got to work. So what do? What's my strategy? I book a meeting with someone in my industry, and which for me, it's an accountant, right? For you, you may be in the construction industry. Why do I keep going back to that? Just because there's so many accountants that do that. And so, you can find your, apply this to your own niche, okay? So find the entrepreneurs, the business owners, the influencers in your industry, invite them on to your podcast, but except what you don't understand is it's basically the same thing as a call, right? Have you ever had a 15-minute call with anybody? A 30-minute call with anybody? This is the same thing, and you ask them questions about their business, just, you record it. That's the only thing. You record it, you put a name around it. I have CPA PrimeTime. My clients have other different names. I'm not going to reveal my clients because I don't want you to steal their stuff. But look, and then on top of that, I don't want you to go out there and start making videos about tax updates, right? Your market, unfortunately, they're just not going to consume that. You can. I have no problem with the people that get out there and are super technical on the tax side of things. That's great. You can make those videos, and you can sprinkle them in there. I sprinkle marketing stuff into my videos, right? I sprinkle little personal videos. Look, if your main service is taxes, if your main service is CFO services, there's a lot that goes under that. I wouldn't have the podcast talk about that, right? You could, but if I want to grow fast, if I just want to freaking take over the market, okay, and get all the entrepreneurs interested, I want to think about, if you were my client, I would tell you to think about what the entrepreneurs, those entrepreneurs out there, those business owners, those C-suite level executives, the prospects, the potential clients that I want to serve, what would they be interested in watching that would bring them value, okay? It's not just about bringing them value. They don't want the taxes stuff sometimes, okay? Come on. What do they actually want to see? What do they want to watch? And then give them that. And then at the end of it, it doesn't have to be about taxes. You can get, if you like sports, okay, and back in Texas, you had to talk sports in any firm that you went to, okay? It was a known rule. It's not the same here in Silicon Valley. But back in Texas, you got to talk sports. So if I lived in Texas, I would have a sports podcast where I invite different business owners in my industry that also were interested in sports. And we would talk and we would jam how sports influences our business, how we grow, things like that, but also centered around some sports topics too, right? Everyone in that industry that I would want to work with would watch my podcast and not the guy only talking about taxes or CFO services or whatever else accounting stuff, right? Well, where does the sell come in? The sell comes in after the meeting. You invite someone that can actually be a client. Yeah, you have that back room, right? Talk, okay? The deal isn't made in the boardroom, it's made in the hallway after the meeting. On top of that, at the end of your podcast, you make the sell, you make the call to action. You say, hey guys, even if it wasn't about taxes, you say, hey guys, if you like what we're doing here, check out our company. What we do is we help business owners with taxes, CFOs. If you do that, realize that it's as fast as recording a call. You kick that audio file to someone like me, that's where I make my pitch. You have the money to spend on someone like me, then all you got to do is spend the time talking, record the file, send the file to someone like me, then we make a really nice production out of it, and that's how you make a call to action at the end of a podcast. Guys, if you listen to what was said here, you will grow so fast and become an authority, become an influencer in your industry. This is one of the most profitable accounting podcasts on the internet, if you use what I'm saying here. Thanks.